Hi guys, it's Miss Stevens again. Today we're going to read a story from our reader Grace from Unit 6. Before we begin, we're going to go over some sounds and the way to spell those sounds. And we're also going to go over some vocabulary words that you're going to see in the story. Okay, so let's get started. The first sound is the S sound. The S sound spelled with a C. I'm going to give you guys a chance to read the words, and then I will read it. Grace, Francis, raced, center. The next sound is the S sound, spelled S-E. Glimpse, else. Then we have our 2-syllable words. Kitchen, plastic, insects, termites. And then we have some 3-syllable words. Excitement. And here are our vocabulary words. So, the first vocabulary word is the word insects. Insects mean small animals that have 6 legs and 3 body parts. Here's an example of insects. We learned that ants are insects because they have 3 body parts and 6 legs. Here's our next vocabulary word. The word is glimpse. Glimpse means a quick look. And the last vocabulary word is the word inhale. To breathe air into lungs. That's inhale. The doctor asked me to inhale slowly while she listened to my chest. So inhale. Let me go back and give you an example of the word glimpse. Glimpse. I only got a glimpse of the baby bird before it flew away. So again, that word means to look quickly or a quick look. All right, so before we begin our story, we would look at the table of contents, and we're going to go down to the story that we're reading today, which is Ants. And in our reader, Ants is found on page 14. So let's begin. All right, guys, so before we read, let's set a purpose for reading. Today, we're reading to find out what makes Grace so excited about ants. So, the title of our story is Ants. Let's begin reading. You can read with me if you can. Here's our first paragraph. The next week, Grace came running home after class. "Mom," she said as she raced into the kitchen, "we got an ant farm for our classroom." So, before we keep going, let's stop and talk about this. So far, I know a couple things. I know the setting of our story. Where's the setting of our story? If you said Grace's house, kiss your brain. It says she raced home after class. So now she's home and she's in her kitchen. I can also see that Grace is very excited. This is what tells me that Grace is excited. It says, "We got an ant farm for our classroom." And what's that little mark right there? That's called an exclamation mark. Very good. That shows that Grace is excited. So let's keep reading. "It's made of plastic so you can see into it. You can look inside and see what the ants are up to. You can see them when they take bits of food back to their nest. It is so cool because you get a glimpse and to the lives of the ants. So there's our vocabulary word, glimpse. Now let me give you guys a glimpse of the picture so you can see the ant farm that Grace is so excited about. Her mom smiled and nodded. She was glad to see Grace filled with excitement. Grace went on. Miss Frances says that ants are insects. There's that word, insects. That's our vocabulary word. All insects have 6 legs. Bees and termites are insects too, but they are not as cool as ants. In fact, some ants can lift objects that are 100 times bigger than them. Okay, let's get a glimpse of the picture again. There's Grace with her teacher looking at the ant farm. Cool. What else did Miss Frances tell you? Asked Mom. So here I see some quotation marks again. I also see a pronoun. The pronoun is you. So who is speaking here? If you said Mom, kiss your brain. Cool. What else did Miss Frances tell you? Asked her mom. So Mom is speaking here. What noun does the pronoun you replace? It's not the noun Mom. You actually replaces the noun. You is the pronoun that replaces the noun Grace. Her mom is speaking to Grace. Let's keep going. Ants have a queen, but not a king, Grace said. The queen is the top ant. She is the boss. The rest of the ants feed her and take good care of her. I like the sound of that, said her mom. But it's a hard life for her, said Grace. She has to make lots of eggs, so she has to be deep in the center of the anthill all the time. Grace stopped to inhale. There's that word, inhale. That means Grace stopped and took a deep breath. Then she asked, Mom, can I run out in the yard and look for ants? Yes, you can, said her mom, and out Grace ran. So here is Grace outside, and she's looking for ants. All right, so let's talk about the story that we just read. I'm going to ask you guys some questions, and we're going to use the text and the pictures to answer the questions. What did Grace's classroom get? If you said ant farm, very good. We can look here at the picture and see that her class got an ant farm. We can also see that she says here, we got an ant farm for our classroom. What is an ant farm? Can you describe an ant farm? Go ahead and tell someone at home something about an ant farm that you remember from the story. Very good. I hear some very good answers. I heard someone say that you can see through an ant farm. So it has it's a glass container that is see-through. So you can see what the ants are up to. You can see what they're doing. We can use the text to answer that question. It says, it's made of plastic so you can see into it. Let's see where that is. Right here. It's made of plastic so you can see into it. So it's see-through. You can look inside and see what the ants are up to. So there it is in the text. Why is the queen ant's life so hard for her? So that I remember reading that on this page. Do you remember why her life is so hard? Go ahead and tell someone at home why the queen ant's life is so hard. Here we go right here. It says, "But it's a hard life for her," said Grace. "She has to make lots of eggs. So she has to be deep in the center of the anthill all the time. So she has to stay in the center and make lots and lots of eggs." Why might Grace think ants are cooler than bees and termites? So this is something that you can just kind of come up with your own opinion. Tell me what you think. So why do you think Grace thinks ants are cooler than bees and termites? I love all of those answers. So I'm going to post on Google Classroom some comprehension questions for you guys to answer on your own or with a family member. And you can save it to Google or send me a picture or anything like that. So, all right, see you guys later.